Hi, this is Don Fitzpatrick with Alachua County Curriculum, Secondary ELA. We are embarking in a textbook adoption process. We are choosing a middle school 6 to 8 ELA textbook, and we're choosing a high school English 1 through 4 textbook, and we're very excited. I'm making this video with three different kind of audiences in mind. One, first, this video is for textbook adoption committee members to get familiar with the rubric. You'll have this in your hand next on Tuesday the 9th and Wednesday the 10th, high school on the 9th, middle school on the 10th. You'll have this in your hand as our guide for how to evaluate the textbooks. So the purpose of this video is to get familiar with the rubric. Secondly, textbook adoption committee members, you might want to use this video as an introduction to your teachers when you go back to the school with the materials and you want to give an overview to the teachers in your department about how to evaluate the materials and how to use this rubric. This video might be helpful there. And then third, for all ELA teachers 6 to 12, you can use this video as an overview of how to use the rubric. And so what we have here is the 6 through 12 adoption worksheet. And so please keep in mind that the work you do on this worksheet is not official and is not part of the official voting. This is a worksheet for you all to keep your notes. I'm going to give a quick overview of the worksheet. You can see that middle grades is looking at 3 textbooks, Amplify, McGraw-Hill, and Savas. High school is looking at 2 textbooks, McGraw-Hill and Savas. Coming down to the worksheet, you can see that there are categories and that the categories are weighted. As an example, this category is content. It has 9 indicators that we look at. If the textbook scores very high on these 9 indicators, we might mark it a 4. If it scores very low on these 9 indicators, we might mark it a 1. And because the content category is so important, it's more heavily weighted than some of the others. It has a multiplier of 3. Second category is instruction. Third is teacher support materials. Fourth is assessment. Fifth, format organization. And sixth, digital components. Following these 6 categories, we have our worksheet. And this is where you'll take notes. You can put your comments as you're reviewing the text, and you can give your rough score. And there's one of these for each publisher. So middle school will be looking at Amplify, high school won't. Middle and high school will be looking at McGraw-Hill, different textbooks for different grade levels. And middle and high school will be looking at Savas, different textbooks for different grade levels. When you are done reviewing the publishers and you're done with your worksheet, you'll go over to a Google form that looks like this. This Google form is for elementary. It's the one that I'm using just for a proof of concept. So we'll look at the publisher for the content category, and we'll say extensive evidence that it meets the indicators, sufficient evidence, some evidence, little or no evidence. And then for content, we'll mark all 3 of the publishers. And then down here, we'll put our comments about the content category. Now, you should know that when you're done with this Google form and you hit submit, you'll be able to see a summary of all of the votes that have taken place so far. And so if I fill out this form and I hit submit, other teachers in the district will be able to see my comments and my votes. They won't be attached to my name, but they'll be able to, if I say the amplified text has all the content, diversity, equity, and differentiation materials that I've been looking for, that comment will be visible by other teachers in the district, but my name won't be attached to it. You should know that the votes that you put here and the comments you put here will be visible to me, Don Fitzpatrick, and they'll be visible to the textbook adoption committee representative at your school. And so if there's any questions about your anonymity in the process and you need some clarification, I'm Don Fitzpatrick. Please feel free to let me know. So I gave you a quick overview of the worksheet and then the official voting Google form. Let's look at the worksheet a little more closely. This is a worksheet to be used before you fill in your official vote on the Google form. On the Google form, you'll score each category for each textbook out of 4 points. Be mindful that the categories are weighted. You'll also be given an opportunity to add comments on the Google form. These comments will be able to be viewed by ELA teachers across the district, but they will be anonymous. They will not be anonymous to your school's textbooks committee representative and to the district curriculum team. Our goal is that this will provide everyone with a way to share your opinions and be fully informed voters. If you find that once you review comments from others across the district or review the materials more closely, you can go back and edit or add to your form ratings and comments. Only your final vote will be counted. And then you can see there's a little bit bold here. This worksheet will not be collected. It is not part of the official voting. Space for notes on each publisher is available after the rubric. Middle school is looking at 3 publishers. High school is looking at 2 publishers. We have the same 6 categories. We have the category title. We have the 4-3-2-1 rating. And then we have here the explanation of the weighting. You can see the content is very important. So it has a multiplier of 3. And then in the white box, we have the 9 indicators that you'll use to evaluate the content. When you're done viewing this video, I recommend that you dive deep into the indicators and take notes and ask questions before the publisher presentations, high school on Tuesday the 9th, middle school on Wednesday the 10th. Familiarity with the indicators now will make our examination of the materials next week much more valuable. Category 2 is instruction. It has 9 indicators. It also has a multiplier of 3. I'd like to draw your attention to indicator number 2 for differentiation for ESE, ELL, and multiple learning styles. In category 1, content, I'd like to draw your attention to indicator number 8, diversity across cultures and other educational content areas are thoroughly integrated. Category 3 is teacher support materials. This one gets a multiplier of 2. It has 10 indicators. Category 4, assessment, has a multiplier of 2. Category 5, format and organization. I'd like to point out that indicator 4 here also references equity among gender, ethnicity, age, work situations, and multicultural groups. Format and organization gets a weight of 1, and digital components gets a multiplier of 2. And you should know that all of the textbooks you're looking at have already been vetted by instructional technology with an eye to if for some reason we have to be high flex again or digital again. Are we choosing materials that are built with digital components to be more easily used by the teacher and by the student in a Canvas atmosphere? So the instructional technology team has already hammered on to these publishers and decided that these publishers meet the needs that our teachers have. Following the indicators, you have your worksheet. This is a space for you to take notes and make comments. And when you're done reviewing all 3 publishers, you'll go to your Google form and you'll add in your votes for each of the categories. I'm Don Fitzpatrick. Please let me know what questions you run into, and thank you for taking the time to assist in this important process.